6.4. In an earlier unit, we talked about setting up the portfolio, and it's a pretty good thing to use. Remember that the icon looks like this, so you can see that here. We've had an example in our conflict management unit on conflict resolution, so it's more like we're using the portfolio for a workshop. So remember how we set it up. We went ahead and let's go ahead and click on Edit and see. Notice, remember, we set up the workshop description, the name, etc., and different features. And we made sure that we let the students assess the work for others and assess their own. And then, but we did not have example submissions. Then we also went ahead and put together submission settings and assessment settings and the different kinds of settings. So then, after we did that, we saved and returned it to the course. So once we went back to the course, we want to go back and let's scroll down and look again and see where we are. So let's take a look at what it looks like. So here, if you are in the instructor and you're logged in, then you will see in the admin side that you can set up the workshop description. We've done that. We provided instructions for submission. We edited the assessment form. Now we need to provide instructions. We did that. Now let's click on Submit Your Work and also Allocate Submissions. We can do that too. So we click on here. We haven't submitted our work, so we would have to go through, but you can see the instructions are there. So let's go back. We can also allocate submissions. So here are the people in our class. We have Martha Washington, Abigail Adams, and myself, admin user. And there's nothing to review. But we can go ahead and manually allocate, or we can randomly allocate, or we can schedule allocate. So there are a lot of ways to manage the way that people work with each other. And then after we've gone through the assessment phase, then there's a grading and evaluation phase. So in this case, since we haven't turned in anything yet, we don't need to calculate the grades or assessment grades. However, we can provide essentially a rubric of sorts. So we can provide at least a conclusion of the actual event. So that's kind of useful. Now, as you can see, there are two different ways to go inside the portfolio. And one is to enter it by clicking on the icon. We can also edit the title. We can also go through and do the update approach, which is fairly effective. And if we need to delete it, we can. But I find that using the portfolio for a workshop is just absolutely outstanding. It's a very helpful thing to do. It encourages collaboration, and it's fairly easy to administer, and it's straightforward for the students. So it's one of the best tools, I think, that is out there right now in Moodle. So here we have Machiavelli using this for conflict management guide.